quilts upside down.
Oh.
Oops. And since I have a second, I'm going to fix it.
Okay.
Hello, friends.
Hi, guys.
Liz is going to find us online.
True story.
Yeah, it's July. Welcome to July. Can't believe it's July. And it's still April or something.
But my life stopped in March.
It's July. So Liz has been working on our free pattern for July. So we're gonna go over that and start putting it together today.
There we go. Oh, hello.
If you don't know about our free patterns, we do a free pattern every month in our newsletter. It's only free for about a week, so you don't have long to download it.
So get it downloaded. Don't just save the email.
Right, don't just save the email. Also, you gotta sign up for our newsletter to get the free pattern.
And if you have trouble getting our newsletter, let us know. The first thing you gotta do to make sure you get it and doesn't end up in your spam folder is add her to your contact list.
Right.
So, because we all know we get so much
email. And there are so many things I have to do. Like, I have to have so many words per picture.
Yeah.
And I can only use, like, I don't use a lot of fonts or a lot of colors because all that stuff gets picked up by spam. But sometimes, I have people spam filter that still kicks everything out. So if you add me, Jennifer at jkquilts.com to your contact list, you will always get the newsletter.
Then you should get the newsletter, and it shouldn't be a problem.
Anyway, but sign up for our newsletter because that's how you get this. Don't not sign up for my newsletter or wait a week and then say, hey, now where's my free pattern?
I always get a ton of messages like 2 days after it goes out, and then people are like, can I still sign up? And I'm like,
Yeah.
Anyway,
so sign up now.
Anyway, we only send out email once a month. It's really not that spam.
Right. Oh, but also as a note, I'm going to include this in the newsletter. We are going to close early on Saturday for the 4th. We're going to be open.
But we are closing early.
But we are closing a little early.
Because really, are y'all going to be shopping at 5:30 on the 4th of July for fabric? I don't think you are.
No.
So we're going to go ahead and
we have kids,
and go home and be with our families. So that's...
But we will be here like morning, early afternoon. I don't think we've decided what early
It'll be 2 or 3. So if you need something Saturday, come early.
Right.
There's no classes or anything, so we should be good.
No,
anyway,
I'm not crazy.
Right? So this month's free pattern is clearly designed by me because it involves 1/8 yards of fabric.
That's what Liz does.
Sorry.
She hates us.
I don't hate them. This one only involves
It's only like 6
yards.
8s, and so that's acceptable.
So they can't hate me for it. There will be a few kits for it. It'll be about $30, but there won't be a ton because I have 1 bolt of this background fabric.
We have some other good backgrounds from this line that we can use,
but
as
if
well.
you want one exactly like this, there won't be very many.
But yeah, don't wait. When she posts the kits are available, don't decide you're going to come into the shop a week later and pick it up.
No,
it won't be.
No, probably. Hopefully not. I mean, if
they haven't been sticking around.
They haven't been hanging out, so I'm going to go by standard.
Yeah.
So my pattern this month is a table topper. I'm still working on a name, so if you've got some brilliant suggestions, let me know. It starts with a wreath in the center, and then it's got some holly berries, and I'm going to call this a garland running around the edge. My husband was like, what is that? I'm like, it's kind of supposed to be like holly. And he's like, I'm like, it's more like a garland.
It's a garland.
Like, it's cute. And he just lost me. So, that's what it is. I already put together most of the blocks because we don't have this took me 6 hours yesterday, you guys. So, you guys don't want to watch me do the whole thing. But I did leave a couple blocks undone. This is my holly berry block. There are quite a few pieces to this to make the staggered berries. This is where I love design boards, you guys. Y'all know I love tiny piecing. This is a homemade design board, by the way. Leftover binding and batting. And I just lay it out, and then we're going to chain piece it to death and be done.
Right.
And we'll show you that.
And we can do this and not lose pieces.
So this is
why we love design boards.
And then this is our leaf block. I already did all the stitch and flip corners because they're time consuming. One thing to be careful of when you make this or anything else like that,
any really leaf block like this,
these 3, the stitch and flip corners go one direction, and these 3 they go the other. They are not interchangeable.
They're not all the same.
So make sure it's always on the pattern, but if you're like me, you get going and you get in a rush and you're like, I got this, and then you find out you did 48 of them wrong, and then you want to cry. So don't do that. Half of them go one way and half of them go another.
Yep.
Okay? It's not really 48. I think it's 24. But
still, it's
enough that it would be very irritating.
It's a lot. So you're better off whenever you get a pile like this, you know, like with this one, take your greens, set half of them on one side, and do this half, and then do this
half.
Guys,
when I had them at home, I had them all stacked here, and then I had one stack of white squares here and one stack of white squares here. They were all stacked up, and then I did one stack at a time. And that way I was making sure they were always on the same corner, and I could refer back to my stacks to make sure I knew where I was.
Yep.
So
very helpful.
A trick. So I'm going to work on putting this guy together.
And this
and
guy.
Jen is going to start.
What am I going to do?
Pin the
I'll
sides.
start laying out your sides.
Ha! Like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at the pattern. It's right there. Well,
Good.
the pattern. This is my pattern that came off EQ8, so it's not written yet.
She's still working on a pattern. It's good, though. I'm just going to go off the diagram. So you'll get a more finished product.
Yeah. There's nothing like trying to design a pattern quickly and then make it to help you realize all the errors you made when plotting it out.
Right.
So I do test all my patterns, just so you guys know.
I don't like
that sound. What's it doing?
I'm gonna go grab you a piece of scrap fabric because
I have a piece of scrap fabric. Something's caught my bottom.
Yeah, I don't like the sound it's making.
Okay, just kidding, you guys. Should have turned on my machine before.
Right.
It's stuck.
That's okay.
Oh, look at that nice knot.
That's terrible.
Okay. Setting this aside. Did I get it all out?
Yeah, looks like it.
This is real life.
It is real life.
In case anyone's wondering. Luckily, when it makes a mess like that, it comes out really easily.
Right? When the tension's really bad going in, it pulls out nice and
it's
fast.
out of the disc.
Well, that will do it.
I had it in the
She
disc.
went back behind her disc.
I had it in there. It popped itself out. I'm gonna blame the machine.
That's why your tension is crazy tight. There we go. Hey guys.
I thought it felt really tight, but it was where I left it.
It's because it was back behind. It's okay. No big deal. There.
Okay.
Finish threading. Double check.
Jen's trying to fix me.
I'm gonna fix it. Yay. Now, if you're me, I set up quilts like this. I was telling her, I'm like, oh, so now it's just a 9 patch. And Liz said, what are you yapping about?
I don't think I said yapping. But yeah.
Not really yapping. I'm the one who says yapping. But for me, that's the mentality when I look through this, is that here's your center square. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I guess I just see things that way sometimes. I say that to my quilting 101 classes all the time, where I'm like, everything just turns into a 9 patch or a 4 patch every time.
So like I said, these kind of blocks, you guys know, I like to do little piecing. I like to do more intricate blocks. Sometimes I love to do big blocks, like the Red Riding Hood quilt, little red quilt that I just did.
Right.
But I love little ones.
And you will always go faster, and you will use less thread if you chain piece. It just is that way. Now I would say half the reason I love to chain piece is because then I don't have to wind a bobbin.
Ooh, hot and muggy Wisconsin. That is hot and muggy. I used to live out there. Where in Wisconsin? I didn't live in Wisconsin. I lived in...
Liz lived in South Beloit.
South Beloit, Illinois. Which is essentially a small part of Beloit, Wisconsin.
Right.
My kids were born across the border in Wisconsin. Well, 2 of my kids were born in Wisconsin.
I'm like, one of them was here.
I know. Here
you go.
Believe it or not, I know where my kids were born.
Really? That's weird. No,
But
your son likes to say he's from Wisconsin.
He does. That's why we got a Culver's here right after Eric and I moved here. And my mom one day, I was here and she was taking my son to preschool at the time. Kindergarten at the time. And she said, well, where do you want to go eat on the way to kindergarten? And he says to her, I want to go to Culver's because that's where people from Wisconsin eat.
And then my mom
says, you're not from Wisconsin. He's like, yeah, I am. I was born in Wisconsin. She's like, you were born in Illinois. He's like, no, I was born in Beloit, Wisconsin. My mom was there. She just, forgot that it was across the border because she didn't live there.
No.
And then she was like, oh my gosh, he totally schooled me, my 4-year-old.
He was 5. He was 5 at the time.
5, whatever.
It's classic Henry, though.
Oh. Woo. That is very cool. Yes. I just got back from humidity, so I'm still recovering. It was hot and humid. Well, I was in North Carolina, where it's hot and humid this time of year.
Well, you missed it here. We decided to be in fall again.
I know. You guys got cold.
I'm like, we decided that summer was stupid for a couple days and cooled right on down.
I saw that. Woo. Hot and muggy. You guys, there are things I love about the Midwest, but the hot and humid summers are
not it.
No. But Michigan is beautiful, so is northern Wisconsin.
I feel like I should have the pressing mat over here.
I know. Here, do you want it?
Yeah.
The iron's right there.
Thank you. I feel like I'm not being very useful.
You're not.
No, I'm just standing here. What's up?
All these Midwesterners. I love it.
Love it. So, here's a fun thing. What are you guys doing for the 4th?
Yeah,
if you're like here, there's nothing going on.
There's no fireworks shows.
There are a couple fireworks shows, but not much.
The parade that we go to every year is not happening.
Right?
I need to go find a fireworks stand, apparently.
Right, because I gotta do something with my kids.
I know. I can't even believe it's already the 4th of July this weekend. That's like...
I know.
I'm not sure where this month went. Or this year so far.
Right. It is what it... I hate that phrase, it is what it is. But it is what it is.
Saw a video yesterday on Facebook. And it was... Because we're all, getting all of our emails from the schools with their plans for being able to actually reopen this fall.
Right.
And it's kind of funny. I saw a video on Facebook yesterday. It was hilarious. It was a picture of this mom, and video. And she read a, meme thing on Facebook, and it said, like, if y'all don't start wearing your masks, you're going to be homeschooling in this fall. And she proceeded to put on every kind of mask possible. Like, completely and all I could think was, that feels accurate.
That's funny. You're like, whatever, just go back to school.
Whatever it takes to get my kids back in school. But yeah. Anyway.
Did I put that on the right side?
What are you doing? It goes right here. That's why.
I was just wanting to make sure that
this one goes there. So
okay. I'll pin that for you.
Okay.
Because when we have pieces like this, we pin.
Yes.
Especially narrow strips.
Long,
narrow
skinny
strips should pretty much always be pinned. Because
and
they're most likely to wander or stretch.
When I do these blocks, I will also, in the end, square them up.
Right.
Because... Which reminds me, there's my 6.5 by 12.5 because that's a 6 by 8 or 6.5 by 8.5 and whatnot.
Right. No, but I will also pin and...
Ooh, family cookout. Oh, geez. Mississippi. I can't even. Sorry. In the summer. I'm amazed that you guys survived. That's all I gotta say.
It's hot and muggy.
Yeah, we were just in North Carolina, but mostly out on the Outer Banks. We did go visit a friend outside of Charlotte, but then we went up to Asheville, which is in the mountains, and that was nice and cool. It was beautiful. But these ones I've been pressing open.
Yeah, I saw that. I looked at the back of your blocks.
Good.
I'm following her pressing, which is every which way.
It's whatever was most appropriate for the block. Okay?
Which is the right answer. I had my Quilting 101 class this last Saturday, so it's fun because all of these are like the common things that come up in that class. And that's always the question is, which way do we press? And my answer is, whatever way is right for the block.
So, like on these ones, I press my itty bitty stitch and flip corners open.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want that flat and I want to distort it as little as possible, and I'm dealing with 1-inch squares, and that can cause a headache because it can really shrink the block. Now, when I'm taking that and then I'm pressing it into this kind of sashing piece, I'm going to press towards the sashing because that's where the fabric naturally wants to go.
Where the fabric wants to go. Whatever way it wants to go
is generally where I try and put it.
Right. And that's what gets you a nice flat seam. And really, flat is the goal. It's not
so that you can't see them at all, or...
Right. So you'll see her holly block, she pressed completely open. Now this one, I'm going to tell you, there's not a right answer. You could press all of these to the side and not have any issue whatsoever. It's totally a question of what you're comfortable with.
I like open on that because there's a lot of seams going all different directions, and to me, the more little pieces, the more chance of shrinking your block.
It's true.
And
especially with 1-inch sashing pieces like what she's dealing with. When we're working with tiny pieces, and most designers who write patterns with tiny pieces will routinely tell you to press open. And that's just fine, you know? And it's not, you know, sacrilegious. It's not.
And I'm a heavy quilter, so
yeah, Liz likes to quilt densely.
If you are a super loose quilter, or if you are a stitch in the ditch quilter, pressing open is probably not a good idea. No. You know, if you're a stitch in the ditch quilter, don't press open. It's not a good idea for that. But I don't stitch in the ditch, and so that's not a problem for me. So, but pressing matters as far as I'm concerned, and not as in following a specific rule, but as in
flat and accurate.
Yes.
That's our goal. And that's our goal with most anything. We want it to be accurate. And it's always fun to talk about, you know, it's like the reasons I like certain thread. Because thread takes up space. It's this wonderful physics concept that you can't add matter to... Anytime you add matter, it stays there. It does not disappear. Well, thread is matter. Thread is not some invisible, airy element. It is substance. And so when you add that substance to your quilt, to your piecing, it is going to take up space. So for instance, this one right here, oops, I'm flicking pins, where I'm going to fold it over, you guys all know you get a little bit of that, a little hump there, a little ridge, and that's because it has to go over another layer of fabric and the thread. This is why a lot of quilters will always use a scant seam, because they press to the side every time, which is just fine. And so to get that finished product, they're going to sew slightly, a thread.
A thread width. But that thread width gives you the space for your thread. Gives you the space
for the thread to make it accurate. A really good way to check your accuracy is going to be to measure the finished product after it's pressed. Yes. So if I were to take two 2-inch squares, sew them together, press them open, my finished product should measure 3.5 inches. If it's not measuring 3.5 inches, then I need to make some adjustments, whether that's to make my seam bigger or smaller.
Yeah, it is hard to change habits because the press to the dark side rule has been around for ages. For me, I'm not a serious rule follower, so it didn't bother me. But I know it's a really hard habit to break. And you know what? If you want it, if you're more comfortable that way, it makes you feel better. You can do it however you want.
Right, your quilt.
But no, for me, it's just, I just know my accuracy improves. And Jen and I are both, well, I wouldn't say full-on perfectionists. We both really just like to end up with the highest quality product we can put together reasonably.
The highest quality product we can put together quickly, because we're both also
ADD
and
too long.
Right. And lazy.
And lazy.
We're both also quite lazy. So whatever can get me a really nice finished product quickly is my goal. That's why we develop all these workarounds, because we're lazy. Here you go. Anyway. But my feeling is, whichever way you're gonna go, that's great. But it doesn't hurt every now and then to check your seam width. And, you know, there might be some markings on your machine that say 1/4 inch. There's also on your foot. Accurate. Now, you need to figure out where on that foot is 1/4 inch.
So, like, this is a 1/4 inch foot.
The outside of the foot, right underneath the foot, just scan to the foot.
I'm using a 1/4 inch foot, okay? And the question is, should I be able to see the fabric on the other side? Should I be able to not see any fabric on the other side? You know, like, these are legitimate questions.
They are legitimate questions. And the only way to find the answer to that question is to test it. It's to do it.
Okay, Chris, I'll take that.
Okay.
She called this the lazy version of the Energizer Bunny. I'm going to take that as a compliment. So
right.
Thank you.
Thanks. I appreciate that. It's funny.
Okay. Now I got to remember how I put this together.
Oh, would you like a reference block?
Yes, I would, as a matter of fact. Wow, I didn't put this one together the same way I did the other one, so that's okay. Well, not that it matters.
As long as it all matches up.
I just have to make sure I'm putting things in the right place.
Well, because you want a square at the end of the day.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this thing needs to be
If it's not a square with 3 square berries in the center, it doesn't work very well.
Nope. But yeah, this should be. I'm using, this is Christmas card, by the way, by Sweetwater.
Yep. We do have several fun.
Liz is a big Sweetwater fan. Big surprise.
We've got some really fun Christmas stuff already in the shop.
There's more coming.
And we have more
September,
coming.
There's more coming.
In July here, we're expecting Homegrown Holidays by Deb Strain, which is
gonna be, if you saw her one with the truck
last year.
And the,
Home for the Holidays last year. You remember the truck and the
door really, really popular. She's got a revision of it.
She's got another one this year. We've also got Holly Berry by Corey Yoder coming.
September.
No, it's July.
Oh, I thought she said September.
No, it's July. Moda's still saying it's shipping in mid-July, so
okay.
Fingers crossed. So we've got that one coming.
We'll show you the finished product, Stacy.
Yeah, we'll show you.
But yeah, let's see. What other Christmas? I'm losing track, you guys. But we also have the Ghouls and Goodies Halloween line from Stacy East 2.
Oh, yes, we do.
And
with the spooky sampler.
With the spooky sampler, which will be starting us so along. Probably the 1st of August. I'm kind of waiting to get an official ship date from Moda. But we're going to do a so along with that. It's a fun sampler. I'll be posting about it shortly.
It'll be in our newsletter once she...
I'll get you some pictures today. And, let's see. What else?
What else do we have? Ooh, I finished my ghosties.
She finished her ghosts. She quilted them last night.
I need to bind them.
Tula Pink's Basics are going to arrive any day.
Yes.
Her new Basics collection, which is going to be fantastic. Her line work ships in October. We have pre-orders for that, so if you know you're going to want it back, there's only, I think, 11 or 13 SKUs in that line. So if you know you're going to want a fat quarter bundle or a 1 yard bundle, speak now.
Right. No promises to hold it.
Yes, we will have the Deb Strain pattern with the stacked animals because it's adorable, and that's why we ordered the line.
Yes. It's so cute. Guys, it's like Christmas cow, pig,
chicken. It reminds me of, okay.
Oh, it's so cute, you guys.
I have small children. There's a series of books called Little Blue Truck.
Yes.
And they have a Little Blue Truck Christmas, and that's what that makes me think of.
Mm-hmm.
And Anyway,
it's cute. But yes, that's an adorable pattern, and we are going to have it
in kits too.
Because that's so cute.
Supposed to be cute.
So cute.
Man, I can't even.
So what else are we doing?
Guys, we ordered so much Christmas.
We did order a lot of Christmas, actually, and we also got in Flurry by Ruby Star Society.
Yes, which is cute. It's got polar bears and ornaments and
llamas.
They're fun big prints.
They are,
which
in non-traditional Christmas colors, which is kind of fun. So
I'm gonna work up that building blocks pattern that I did the other day. I'm gonna work that up in Flurry because I think it'll be a great way to.
Oh, that would be a fun way to show off
some of those fun prints, and then we will. Oh, who else is it? Man, you guys keeping track of all the fun things.
Right? We do so many fun things here.
Pin that. I'm getting ahead of Jen. Do you believe that?
I know, right? I'm burying things.
Doesn't happen very often. You gotta put holly blocks at the bottom of that one.
Oh, okay. You have that. I was like, wait, I'm short a section. It's because she's holding it. Don't mind me. Jen's just crazy.
Jen hasn't read the pattern.
I haven't read the pattern. I've looked at a picture and that's been it.
Yes. So
it's always a good idea to read patterns.
Yeah.
Don't just look at the picture.
Yeah.
Because you might get it wrong.
Also, what else? We are going to be having, if you guys have seen my postings about the Nebula Block of the Month that starts in January. I know it's crazy that I'm asking you guys to sign up now, but we have to have our final number to Free Spirit by August 1st. Otherwise, we can't guarantee getting more.
And there's an extra goodie bag if you do sign up ahead of time.
Extra perks if you sign up by August 1st. But we will be doing a class that teaches how to use the rulers, and well, at least one of the rulers, probably both, in July-August. And I've been waiting for the new Tula Basics to show up to make my sample and to have free time because I've been making everything else too.
Right. But yeah, we've got that coming. I mean, and it is one where we are asking you to sign up early, and the reason for that, like Liz said, is we have to order early, and we want to make sure we have enough. You know, it would be sad if
40 people want to do it and I've only ordered 20, then I can only sell 20. But I can't speculate on way more than.
And that's why, I mean, our registration fee is, it does go toward it. It's usually just the pattern. We're not asking for every penny up front or anything. We just need a commitment. That's all. No big deal.
It'll be a fun one.
It will be fun.
Nebula super excited about that one. There are no Y seams, you guys.
Right.
It's no paper piecing, no Y seams. It's all traditionally pieced.
Just different traditional piecing.
There are a couple of different rulers involved. It was designed by JK Quilts. I want to say like 50-something patterns using those same rulers, so it's not like a one-and-done quilt pattern ruler.
Right.
In fact, I already had one of the rulers at home because I bought a kit to use it years ago at Stitch and Snip, and I haven't made it yet. But now I'm going to have to try it because I need to use the ruler.
Right? Now you got to figure out the use of the ruler. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to have to move this pressing because I'm starting to put more stuff together. But this is going to be done in like 10 minutes, you guys.
Well, we may not get the outer border.
Well, maybe not the outer border, but
the outer border is just a background fabric, stop border.
Like 1/4 of an inch.
It's only a 1.5 inch piece of fabric. So it's going to end up showing about 1/2 of an inch worth.
It's just nice to have a frame around the
I like
garland.
it for quilting and for just kind of squaring up the whole thing. So,
right.
So the binding I'm using is
Shock of all
this
shocks.
guy because
it's adorable.
It's scalloped red and blue diagonal stripes.
Green. I mean, when you look at that as a binding,
Ew.
Look at this. Isn't that adorable?
It's
A
just
nice
adorable.
thin binding.
It's the binding for my cobblestone Christmas quilts too that I'm also
right. You look at this print and it's like, this is a binding. That's what this is made for. I mean, maybe not. Maybe Sweetwater didn't think of it that way.
That's what I thought when I saw it.
But when the line comes, it's like, this is a binding print.
So yeah. And then my back, I pulled my back fabric for this too because it's a fabric print that I love.
It's a good print. So Liz is going to be using this one for her back, which is really just very sweet fabric.
This thing's going to finish at about 36.5 inches square, so 1.25 yards is just perfect for the back, which is always nice. I love not having to piece the back.
I love not having to piece the back.
Makes me a happy person. Well, look, Chris, where are you answered? You knew I was on top of things. It's not normal.
She asked what you were using?
Yeah, what are you using for backing? I was like, oh, look.
Yay. Way to answer it.
Ooh. Okay.
So, I know we mentioned this a while ago. For the month of July, our classes are all going to be
Christmas themed.
Christmas themed.
This is mine I'm taking home. To make all my Christmas and July projects.
Right.
So today we're doing a table topper. It also works as a wall hanging. We are going to be doing Christmas stockings.
We are going to do stockings.
We're going to do a tree skirt. What else did we decide on? Guys.
Oh, I don't... Or we can do like a little bag or mug or...
Oh, yeah.
Something. We thought of things.
So we're just getting our... This is our longer piece that's going to go on the top and the bottom. And then Jen's got the sides. So we're going to start assembling our garland right around our wreath in just a second.
Right. So I just need to... I'm going to move the pressing mat back over onto her side here so I can do some
big old pinning.
Bigger pinning.
Where do these two go? On this guy?
One of them goes on this guy. I don't know where your other piece went.
What did they do with
it? I don't know. We shall find. Oh, it's there.
Okay.
I think you might have an extra holly berry.
Random.
Oh, God.
It's always fun to have made an extra. So we go live every Wednesday
at 8:30 in the morning.
Ooh, a Lone Star would be fun.
Mountain Standard Time. Oh, well, guys, I am doing a Lone Star class. In July. It's this month. There's still, I think, 2 spots. We're doing the Yuletide Snowflake, which is a pattern by Joanna Figueroa. It's a Jelly Roll Lone Star with no Y seams. And it has some optional applique for to make it a snowflake.
Guys,
if you check out our classes, it's on our class schedule.
We're going to have it in Christmas figs and in the Sweetwater, this Christmas card.
So we have, we'll make up some kits out of both, or if you have a jelly roll you love, you need a jelly roll plus a bit of yardage that coordinates with it. It's a 2-day class. It's going to run Friday and Saturday, pretty much all day. Friday we're going to be putting together, laying it out.
We got scheduled that week because we have somebody flying in from California to take it.
Right. So,
we love our California regulars.
We do. We have a lot of fun friends out of state that visit us every time they're in town. Here, go ahead and stitch that for me. And, so if you'd like to sign up for that, there's still some space. It's going to be all day Friday, all day Saturday. And that's going to be a fun one. So if you want to do a Lone Star, like I said, the applique to make it a snowflake is totally optional. It's not at all required. But I kind of love it. I made it 2 years ago.
I feel like it was one of those things where, like, Liz finds a pattern, and I'm like, this would be fun, and Jen says, well, I got it.
I think Mom bought the pattern, and I liked it, and then on, I think it was Jelly Roll Day,
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to take this home.
I was like, I'm going to take this pattern home. And I made mine out of a Deb Strain jelly roll.
Which we will also have.
Which was 2 years ago.
Soon.
But we will have, we'll see if we have Deb Strain before the class.
I don't know if that'll be alright. Things are shipping a little later than normal, you guys, because warehouses are having to...
Well, warehouses don't necessarily have all their employees
meet certain protocols
there.
So, like, we're being patient with fabric lines coming in a little bit later than planned.
Right.
It's not because of something about China.
Right.
Because our fabric doesn't come out of China.
Right. None of our fabric comes from China.
It comes out of Korea and Japan, and those are two very, very different places.
South Korea is not the same as China.
With different qualities.
Right.
So, yeah, none of our fabric is from China. It's all from, yeah, Korea and Japan for the most part. I guess some of it's from Bali. And
Bali, Indonesia, and Pakistan.
Yes.
Some of our boutiques are from Bali, Indonesia, and Pakistan.
The Pakistan ones have slowed down a little.
They have slowed down a bit out of Pakistan.
That's okay.
Such it is. Oh, why am I doing it that way? This is one. See, I started pressing it open, and then I'm like, you idiot, press to the sashing.
I was like, that's part of the reason I add sashings. To simplify pressing.
It's one of those times when I look at myself and I say, stop being an idiot. Do it right. Anyway, you're creating work for yourself.
Right? For reals. Oh, look, we're even good on time.
Wow.
Okay, I've gotten a couple questions about the building blocks kit featuring Little Red. You guys, we are waiting for more of the border print to come in. We ran out of that really pretty cute outer border. And so as soon as that arrives, we'll have more kits. Right. So if you want to reserve one,
you can pre-order. Call the shop.
Call the shop or email Sarita, Sarita, at jkquilts.com, and she can process that for you.
Yeah. So, I mean, the bolt's been ordered. It's coming.
It's been ordered.
There's not a question of whether or not we're getting it.
It's just a matter of when it comes. What other thing have people been asking me about?
I don't know.
Oh, Boo! Did we order more of that?
We did order some more background
fabric.
So
more background fabric to make the Midnight Magic version of Boo that Jen was making. So same thing. Once that bolt comes in,
kits will be made.
Kits will be made, but we're just
and just so you know, with the kits, they the pattern calls for fat quarters. Quarter yards are more than enough.
With a quarter yard.
So
don't be upset if your kit is cut with quarter yards instead of fat quarters.
Well, and the cutting instructions don't have anything specific to a fat quarter.
Well, because she initially wrote it for a layer cake.
But the layer cake's not really quite enough.
The layer cake works if it's a smaller line and you have 16 duplicate units.
Yeah. So that's why. So if your kit has quarters instead of fat quarters, that's why. It's because it takes a whole lot less time to cut, and it's less expensive that way.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Then you can pay the straight quarter price instead of the fat quarter price. So it saves everybody money, and that's a good thing.
Do you have the pin jar?
Absolutely.
You're a piece.
2 more pieces, guys.
And then an outer border, but I can probably do that.
I'm going to make her do it at home.
Well, I'll probably do it here, actually, so I can quilt it while I'm here today.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You got to finish the 2 big ones I have on there, though.
Except that there's 2 big quilts.
I loaded a king-sized quilt before I went home last night.
So helpful of her.
Hey, it is helpful.
I'm sewing over pins. Don't tell Jen.
All over my eyes. Hey, if you damage your bobbin assembly, that's your bobbin assembly.
I'm using silk pins,
which is probably okay.
And I'm not going super fast. I like these silk pins. They're glass head pins by Clover. We're all out of them because Jen and I was taking them home. Oh no, did we get more? Oh,
ooh, we did. We have a few.
We have been like out of pins, you guys.
People have been buying pins.
We finally were able to restock. And
you want that?
Yeah, that's what
you threw it at me.
That's because I was thinking ahead and cut it off. And then I forgot that I was thinking ahead.
That's why I left it in my hand. Now we're throwing scissors.
Then I dropped my cookies.
It's all good.
A little rose gold stork.
So here's one garland.
So yeah, I don't know why I ever wear this thing to work. It just picks up thread. It's because it's super comfy, but
right?
It just picks up thread. It's a good look.
I do love when customers will come and pick a thread off me.
You're like, it's a lost cause. I gave up a long time ago. Right? That's funny that I made an extra.
You did. That's funny.
Oh, you know what?
What?
This is Liz not doing her maths. I was like, well, I need 9 of one and 8 of the other. I didn't even count. You guys, I'm doing good.
Well, there's another thing to put into your pattern.
Okay, well, I hadn't done the addition yet for that, so.
Oh.
I gotta go home and finish this.
Alright, so we're just gonna add...
Just needs the top and bottom.
The top and bottom, and then we'll have a table topper.
So as a big table topper, guys, I have a big square table at home.
Okay, now the way to line these up real quick here is I'm gonna put these, I'm gonna match 2 spots. And then, I'll make the rest fit.
Was 6.5 inches wide, and this one is 6.5 inches
So I'm gonna match.
So those two
that seam right there.
They should be good, and then we can ease it through on the inside.
Right. So then I'll pin the outside piece, and
goes back to our rule of match what matters.
Match what matters, and then I'm just gonna kind of lay it out here nicely. And put one in the center.
Yep. And then you can ease.
And then make the rest of it fit. You need to match the spots that matter. Match the places that your eye is going to be distracted.
If you're going to have a lot of stretch, or if you're going to have to stretch or anything, you want to try and do that evenly throughout.
Yes.
Because if you end up having to just stretch it all at one end, that ends up noticeable.
It does. And because we're chain piecers, we're going to pin both ends.
I was going to say.
So that she can go from one to the other.
We clearly both never do this.
Never.
We clearly both always do. In fact, I'm the type where I will, especially on a full-size quilt, I just turn it. I don't even like put my leader in it.
Nope.
Just turn it, then I can snip it after I've gone a few inches, and we're good to go. You guys, I'm kind of excited about this. I have been, last year, I thought, oh, I have enough Christmas quilts. I really shouldn't make any more. As I was looking at all my fall quilts, because I have a lot of fall quilts. And then, when it came time for Christmas and I was putting the fall ones away, I realized I don't really have very many Christmas quilts. And I'd been wanting to make a new tree skirt and stockings for my kids and just hadn't gotten to it. And so Jen and I decided that with this Christmas in July thing this year, we were finally gonna get to it.
I've been meaning to make new stockings, and I've had an idea in my head of how I'm gonna do them for quite a while, and it just hasn't happened. But now it's work.
Yes.
So it's a priority.
I have to actually. I have to get
this
done,
which is kind of fun. I love that I can make it a priority.
I know. Regular question, how do you guys get stuff made so fast? Well, it's our job.
Right. It is kind of nice when I can say,
placemats.
Honey, I gotta go.
I made my kids Santa placemats a couple years ago.
Should we do the Dresden Chargers?
We could. So I made my kids the Santa mats out of Lori Holt's Vintage Christmas book a couple years ago. And they are, maybe I need to make my husband and I Christmas placemats, because I just need to pick kids.
Placemats are fun.
But, yeah, I like them. I like quilted placemats on my table. I know it's kind of ridiculous, but I kind of love them.
They're pretty. They're a fun decoration.
And I have children, and they get dirty, and I wash them, and I know that they have a set life expectancy, and I just accept that. Right, but I have small children, so I know everything in my house.
Right. I'm not spending a lot of time on heirlooms these days. I don't expect them to be heirlooms.
You know, I love my kids drag the quilts I make outside.
Oh, I know. They're
always snuggled on the couch with sticky popcorn in their hands. or something, and you know what? That's why I make them.
Right. I took a quilt.
Not for a cedar chest.
Oh, my daughter's dance recital. It was at the park. So I took a quilt to the dance recital to lay down on the grass while we watched something. And a couple of ladies around me were like, "Oh," and I'm sure they thought I was mistreating
totally
my mother's quilt or something.
Made me.
And it's like, this is a picnic quilt. I made it to be a picnic quilt because I wanted it to be a picnic quilt.
So you guys, I just turned it. I folded it in half and turned it.
Right.
On the list of Jen and I's workarounds.
That's every time. I do this like full quilt.
There's about 4 inches. Here we go. Snip. Ta-da!
Right. Plenty of room. Plenty of space.
This is
enough. No. Yeah, Debbie, I've seen some really pretty Dresden chargers. And that could be fun with placemats.
Since you don't really have room for big placemats at Christmas dinner, because at least at my house, my table's full of food.
And people.
So,
chargers are fun. Chargers are fun.
For my cheap china.
Oh, that's okay.
Guys, I have cheap china and I don't really feel bad about it.
Nope. I don't have china.
My husband and I, when we were getting married, we went and looked, and I was like, this is ridiculous. So we bought some cheap stuff and called it a day.
Right. I'm still not sure I have a matching set of plates that's enough for everybody in my household. Because we've just finally moved past the whole, like, kids all eat on plastic. Though what we've replaced our plastic with is stainless steel, so we look like we're camping.
Nice.
Stainless steel bowls, though, I tell you what, guys. You can get the double insulated stainless steel bowls. Your ice cream will never melt. It actually almost gets colder in there. It's like putting your ice cream in a Yeti bowl. It's cool. I'm a dork.
You are a dork. This is true.
My husband's a bit of a hippie.
This is also
I'm
true.
a bit of a hippie. In a modern context.
Sarita's here.
Sarita's here.
Okay, press it and then we're done.
Alright, I'll give you back your phone.
Well, not really done, but
kind of
I gotta put a border on it real fast.
Quasi done.
But I won't make you guys watch us do that.
No. She's gotta put a border on before she quilts it, but she can't quilt it till the two on the two long arms are done anyway.
I know. This is true. But, so
I'm gonna pull this closer to me because my arms are short.
This is gonna be our free pattern in July. Newsletter should be out
maybe tomorrow.
Soon. Means I gotta go home and write a free pattern.
Well, you have tomorrow off.
Yeah, well, she can't send it out till I get done writing.
I'm gonna go write the newsletter today, and I will send it once she sends me a pattern.
4th of July. Yes, we already mentioned 4th of July. We're closing.
Yeah, if you missed
2 or
that.
3.
What time are we closing?
I'm gonna say 2. Let's close at 2 on the 4th of July. We love you. If you want to come shop, be here from 10 to 2.
Great. We'll still be here for 4 hours.
That should be enough time to. I don't know.
Get your 4th of July needs.
Yeah.
Needs.
Otherwise, I'll be here Monday. Come see me then.
Right.
This is cute.
I like it.
I'm kind of happy with it.
It's cuter in real life.
It's definitely cuter in real life.
I saw it in the video, but it's cuter now that I'm here.
It's definitely cuter, like, than on the computer.
I know. I just send them digital images. Look what I'm doing. There we go. Whoa.
Alright, so this will be our free pattern for July. Make sure you're signed up for the newsletter, because if you're not, I can't get it to you. So, sign up for the newsletter. We will have it out before the weekend.
Yep.
I like how you fussy cut that.
I totally did fussy cut that.
Did you just see what she did here? I have to show you. You know how these blocks have all these letters? She fussy cut the happy holidays right there. Super cute.
That's what I do.
Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.
Honey.